Okay, no, thank you. No, thank you. So today we just wanna do Dharma talk with the text number 44. It says turning delusion around. Turning delusion around. What does it mean? What does it mean? Turning delusion around. Sounds like Coco-san. Coco-san's feeling. Okay. So, no, Lucas-san is not. Flavio-san, I know Machel. Neil-san, I know Machel. Gary-san, always in the library. Always in the library. Nowhere else except library. Is that your house? Private. Is that your private house? Okay. So today's excuse me. Today's Gyenro's teaching is very important for our practicing. So just listen very carefully. But you don't need to memorize. You don't need to memorize what we are talking about. Simply just forget about it. That is enough. That's very important, the aspect, as far as our the practicing is concerned. So, what the Gyenros want to teach us is all that is said about turning delusion into enlightenment, and ordinary people into Buddhist saying is a world of people who has not been enlightened yet. Very good. See?
Oh, Yujo-san,
Thank you. Why again? Let's just say this is those saying is other people, other world of people who has not been enlightened yet. Why he says so? Is there is still two things just happen. See, that is within thinking. That is within thinking. You see, delusion and enlightenment. See, two things. See, and the ordinary person, ordinary people, and Buddhists the same. Two things. See, that is not the reality itself. See, what reality is always one. Always one. See? When I face this, I simply become as it is. It becomes one. See, when I face this, see, I simply become as it is. Become one with two. I just become one with everything. Everything is one. Everything is one. One is everything. This is the reality of the unity. See? But what it says is all that is said about turning delusion into enlightenment. See? Delusion itself is enlightenment. Understand? enlightenment is still the delusion. No different at all. See? But unfortunately, as far as thinking, there are two things. See? Completely different between delusion and enlightenment. And the ordinary people and the saint is the same. No different at all. But as far as thinking, it's a completely different. See? That's the reason. The DNS just teaches something like once you just realize who you are, everything become one. One become everything. This the reality. This reality you'll be able to realize. Okay. Unfortunately, in the world of people who has not been enlightened yet. See? Once, as I just mentioned, once you just realize who you are, see? Everything become one. One become everything. So that's the reason there is no problem, no separation between what you think of the self and the things he faced. Totally just become one. No separation. So you don't have any trouble. See? One. Oneness. Yeah. Oneness. That doesn't have any trouble because of one. You don't know much about which is which. Yeah. If you know much about which is which, it's called us trouble. See? If you know much about which is which, if there is a certain separation between this one and that one, it's going to have a trouble. What's oneness? You don't know much about what oneness is. It's not necessary, and it's quite it's impossible to know much about what oneness is. So no trouble. You can just ask. You can just ask. You can just ask everything without awareness. That's but very fortunate, very unfortunate. People never understand this. All the people are just acting. This is that's doing moving. See, but people, what people think is that. See, there is other. There is other. That's bothers us. No? And that's confused us a lot. This is a complete misunderstanding of delusion. Okay? If there is nothing concerned with the separation or the delusion, you're not going to have any problem, issue, trouble at all. Because there is certain separation. This certain separation just creates by thinking, only thinking. See, take a look at very carefully. There is no kind of hazard or obstruction or block between this and this. They directly become agitation. But as far as thinking, is thinking, there is a different this and that. See? That's a total misunderstanding. Total misunderstanding. See? By creating the thinking. See, people think about there is certain separate, certain obstruct kind of the hazard between that and this. So you never be able to just recognize the things directly. If you can just realize the things is between this and this direction without any gap, you don't have any trouble as it is. That's it. But unfortunately, thinking just become a kind of block to accept that everything is directly. So that's the reason. See, what's Zazen is. Whenever just thinking, just thoughts come out in our minds. If you just release it, the more you do, the more just kind of block just dropped away. And eventually, there is no block between that and this. And he completely become one with the things you face. That is that. Okay. In order to truly realize the truth of things, we have to completely detach ourselves from our human perception from our thinking. Once you totally separate from perception or thinking, this is the priority to realize. Priority to realize for you. As long as the bit of the thinking still remains, you never be able to realize who you are. Bit of the thinking still remains. So the totally just release, let's go, slowly, or forget the thinking person. Then there is no puzzle or no block between things and what we think about it, what we think over the self. Then you'll be able to realize who you are. It's very clear. It's very clear. But people never understand, unfortunately. Okay. Okay, in order to truly realize the truth of things, we have to completely detach ourselves from our human perception or human thinking. Although it's easy to say, but it's a totally difficult to do. That's the reason Shakyamuni Buddha or Patriarchs have a great trouble to accomplish it. See? But we don't need to worry about it. Shakyamuni Buddha Patriarchs just guarantee to do it. See? Because we've already a person, people who always are there, who are already a person. What Shakyamuni Buddha was Patriarchs together. So we don't need to worry about it. We simply do a zazen. Zazen is whatever thinking or thought come out in our mind. Simply release them as it is. This zazen totally enough. Then our our human perception is completely dropped this way. Only this way. Our human perception or the thinking will completely dropped away by themselves. Very good. We just doing anything. Simply just release as a thinking. It may take us a slight time. Don't ask me how slight it is. Never ask me. Doesn't matter. Okay. Excuse me. Which you have. This one is very important. And only then can perception itself reawaken our awareness of the universe, over which we have no control. See what it says is. Yeah. As I always mention about our activity is nothing concerned with thinking. What the people think, what they think of is our activity is totally related with thinking. This is a total misunderstanding of delusion. Before you think what you want to do, what do you have to do, you simply just ask. See, as I told you before, when you just think about what you have to do, then the thinking is completely end. Then activity is simply just start to do without nothing concerned with what you think, what you thought, or what you have to do. Thinking is thinking. Activity is activity. No relation. So this is hard to understand. Because people are always thinking about. Because people just think what we have to do. Then we will be able to act. This is totally standard. But it's very hard to understand, even in concept. That's the reason we have to do Azazi. Then you'll be able to just recognize these things. What you can just recognize is the difference between thinking and reality. See, what do you say? What's thinking of what you want to do? What you have to do? See? Then people think about it. We can do the things what we want to do. What we have to do. This is totally misunderstanding. Reality is when you think of what you want to do, then activities simply just start without anything concerned with what you think of, what you have to do. Then very fortunate, you doesn't just teach you the difference between the reality or truth and thinking. Then you never just go to try to go to the thinking anymore. See? Because you know much more to thinking is another reality. And why you have to go? Okay. So Okay, perception itself, the awaken our awareness of the awareness. Then, see, then you just, you just this, that, you just, the more you just do this, that, the more you just become one with simplicity. The more you do this, that, see, the more you do that is whatever thinking or thoughts come up in your mind. Simply release the reality. This, then the more you become the things as you face it. Eventually, there is no separation between this and this. There is no separation. This side, there is nothing existed because of one. You never be able to realize. You never be able to realize what's the oneness is. Become one. Become so you never know much about. See, which which is when there is nothing exists at all. This moment, you never know much about. You never be able to aware of anything. Then something doesn't happen. Nothing just happens. Then you recognize this sound. Then at the same time you just recognize this as me or the self. See? Then there is certain separation. Then you'll be able to realize the reality of truth. Before recognition, what we think of the self or ego never exists. After recognition, see, there is a certain separation between this and this. Then kind of the self or ego just come out in our mind. Before recognition, see, there is nothing existing. It's very clear. This was clear. Well, you'll be able to realize. Then you never have any choice. You never be deceived by thinking. That's the reason. That's the reason we have to do a zazen. Garishan, all right. You can do a zazen even in library. Library is the best place to do zazen. They never require you to pay anything without charge. Without charge, you can say whole day, whole day. Very good, very best friend. Okay, and then you'll be able to just realize who you are. Then you're going to be completely free from everything. You can do anything as you want to without any trouble at all. But as long as the kind of the thinking still remains, if you try to do it, the more you do, the more you have trouble. So once the kind of our human perception of our human thinking completely drop away. By then you're going to be completely free from everything. And that's reason, see, perception, the function of the consciousness so important for us to realize who we are. Only human being will be, and only human being will be able to do it, because only human being has a has a function of the recognition. No, less of the less of a sentient being doesn't have don't have this quality. Uh, uh, so that within our life, we have to just realize this reality. See, once you just pass away somewhere else, so unfortunately, you never be able to just have a chance to realize who you are. So within our life, so, we have to encounter to ourselves. Okay, this is when that is when we can see the truth. As I said, your the perception, your human perception of thinking completely ceased, completely dropped away. Then there is nothing exists. There is nothing exists at all. This occasion, this condition, you never be realized who you are. Then something just happens. Then you just recognize this sound, and at the same time you recognize this one has a meaning as a self. Then, then you'll be able to just realize, because of this, see, we just recognize this one as me and recognize the other. See? Before recognition, there is nothing exists. There is nothing exists. This is the Shakyamuni Buddha's realization. Without leaving human perception, it is impossible to find the roots of the mind. Only that will be able to just realize who we are. The roots of the mind is to ourselves. That's essentially ourselves. That's the reason, if you just realize who we are, if you just encounter true or essential self, simply do it nothing. Without leaving human perception. So only that will be able to just leave from leave a human perception. So that's the reason we have to do it. Gary-san, even you just try to design the whole day, nobody charge you anything. Okay. When one truly sees through, if you can just realize who you are, when you just realize who you are, unless the body, mind, environment, and everything else are entirely unrecognized. Unrecognized, you never be able to aware of anything. You never be aware of anything. Right now, right now. See, when you face it, I simply I simply become as it is. See, at this moment, at this instant moment, see, I don't know much about anything. I don't know. I never be able to aware of anything. Then I just recognize the same. Then at the same time, I just recognize this one was me or self. Then everything comes. Nice moment. See, before recognition, see, before recognition, there's nothing exists. There's nothing in the world. So we don't have any trouble, question, problem at all. Right now. When they again was just teachers, people think, oh, we have to become a kind of person who just become who just become not to not to be unrecognized. So that's then we'll be able to. It's entirely different. Nice now when I face you, I simply become as it is. I one, become one. I simply become one. So I don't know much about which is which because of the one. You never be aware of anything. Then almost the same time we recognize the thing. Then there is certain separation between that and this. See? That's the reason we don't need to worry about it because we've already done it before recognition. Then after recognition, a kind of the idea or thinking just come out, and at the same time everything just come out, and it's minor things. It causes confused trouble. That's it. Enlightenment, always enlightenment. You can just act without an iron. Then you just recognize that the things what you are doing, what you have done is late, but slightest time. Okay? The before recognition just come out, and at the same time, almost the same time, the kind of the recognition come out. Then that's the reason. That's the reason we never able to. We never be able to. We never able to just able to realize the reality. Reality. What's happened before the finish. See, almost same time. See? Before recognition and after recognition come out. See? That's the reason with thinking or by thinking, we never be able to realize what's happened before recognition. Unfortunately. That's the reason. See, once our thinking was completely dropped away, completely sick. There is nothing happened. You don't know much about anything. You cannot realize anything. Then something just happened. Then you recognize this. See? Then at the same time, you just recognize this as me or ego, my innocence. Then you completely realize the reality. What's happened before recognition. That's much our thinking or perception, our human perception or thinking have to be completely ceased. That is nothing. That is nothing. Okay. When one truly sees through unless the body, mind, environment, and everything else are entirely unrecognized, and unless there is nothing left to see, one will not be able to see the true essence of the Dharma as it is in the reality. That's the reason we have to do example. See, only then we'll be able to just see through what's the thing is, what's the reality is, who we are. God is Nelson, son. Two person is missing. One is Jerry. The other is Mrs. That's it. Mr. Jerry is a son. Looks like very sad. Unfortunately. One up to the other one, Jerry. Mrs. Okay. So that's the reason we have to do that. Definitely, you can just see through with everything. Then you'll be able to realize who you are. See, you'll be able to encounter truth. Although it's easy to say, but it's very hard to do. But the Gary-san, you don't need to worry about anything because you have a tremendous time. You don't need to do anything. Just if you do it, does it? Okay. So, the roots of karmic retribution. The roots of karmic retribution is simply that one's present single thought is just deluded because one does not know the truth of the right. What it means. See? As I just mentioned about, see, the thinking of thoughts just come out without any reason. See? Without any reason. We don't need to take care of the thinking of thoughts at all. Most people just always try to figure out, try to hold graphs, and they try to figure out what's this kind of thinking also to come out here. That's a totally useless. Without any reason, we don't need to do it. This is the total problem for human being. Always we just try to figure out. See, and the thinking also. See, the thinking also without any reason. Simply just release the other thing. This is totally enough. But try to do it because we don't know much about what the thinking of thought. This is a whole problem. See, once thinking of thought completely ceases, then you'll be able to know much about it. You'll be able to realize what's the thinking of thought. Okay. Thinking is that much. So you you never care much you're thinking, so they don't. Then also, once you just realize what's thinking and so you can just make use of. You can just make your use of it. See? You can make use of it as you want. Really, you can just make use of it. This kind of ability that you have. So that's the thinking thought is not a bad thing, useless things. It's up to the how to use what whether how you can just make use of it or not. It helps. So what the Shakyamuni Buddha was basically just the recommend us to do to just make use of thinking thought as you want to, as free as you possible. So even thinking of thought is a great great support you a lot. Okay. That's the truth of okay. Right on. Yes, the delusion, because one does not know the truth of the lightning. Right now, as I always mention, right now, right here is nothing concerned with thinking. Nothing concerned with thinking. If we just try to change, try to change. That's the reality of right and right here. We cannot do it. We cannot do it because right now, right there is nothing concerned with the thinking. Right now, right here is universal existence. So you cannot do anything. But the people don't know much about it, unfortunately. That's the reason people just try to just figure it out. They're thinking why they come out in young mind. It's a totally useless, totally useless. Okay, it is destined that if you don't practice that, if you don't practice that, you'll never be able to obtain such thing. But definitely, Garishan, we have to do that. Even a whole day, they never just charge you anything. Okay. Zazen in short is a way to know simply and directly, not with a simple craft. But it is such thing. All things have known. All things have now been resolved. That's the reason. That's it. We don't have any trouble, any question, any trouble, no. Because when I just clap my hand and you simply become as it is, as it sounds itself. What you think about what you're trying to think about the trouble, question, whatever, totally dropped away. When I clap my hand, totally dropped. No, nothing trouble to question or the trouble any the remain at all. Understand? Mrs. Mrs. See, so great. When I grab my everything, everything what you thinking about, as a trouble or as a question or totally dropped me. Nothing that, that's the reason we have to do that. You see, only that you'll be able to, you'll be able to just realize this reality. See, that is that. See, so in a sense, realization of who you are is so great. That's the reason we have to do it. We have to do that. This is the most important the aspects for us to do. Okay. Whether you say you are deluded or enlightened, it is an action of this thing. See? There is no difference. It is always so perfect that there is no way to delusion and no way to enlightenment. See? But it says, when I say you are deluded, so you simply become as what I say, then totally end. Nothing left. You are enlightened. When I say so, you simply just become what I say. Then you totally become as it is. And this thing is totally left with nothing left. Nothing left. Always nothing left. So we never have any trouble because nothing left at all. Very simple. This is. But in your case, it's something else. Always the misses. Always remain. It's causing you trouble. Yeah, that's the reason we never have any trouble because when I say anything, when I clap my hand, you simply become this sound as it is. Then totally just sound. What you just think about sound, totally drop to nothing left. Nothing. That's the reason well, in a sense, when people say again, I never say again, when I come, it simply become this as it is. Then left to the sound, totally just left to nothing. So that's the reason. Even just I just clap my hands so many times. Always first. The sound come out. Always first. Or never see what people say again. No, it's a total misunderstanding. Always first. See, because things you just are the experience before the sound is never left it. Always see things just come out first time. This one is so great. Without doing anything. See? Although we just an act, see, act with six senses, see, uncountably uncountable. See? Well, that kind of things is 10,000 changing in a second. See? That's kind of things that right just happen. Just happen. But those six senses is, see, those six just accept those 10,000 changing in a second. See, not changing. This one, this is always accept without any trouble. Because there is no gap between that and this. Thinking. Also, although thinking is that much, but what other people thinking of the thinking is different. See, in case of thinking, what people think, human thinking, as far as human thinking is, the one changing, or three changing in a second. Well, it's a totally difficult problem. What change? Three times, three changing in a second. See, the thinking never change or never follow. But this one is even the 10,000 changing in a second. There is no gap. It's completely be able to change or follow the change. This is so great. Okay. Coconuts. Thank you. So whether you say you are deluded or enlightened, it is the action of this thing, this Dharma body. But the Dharma body is our true self. So as far as this, see, deluded or enlightened, nothing means anything. Simply this one, just as it is, and nothing. But as far as the thinking also, they came at you now. They attach the thinking also. So it's you never be free from everything. You attach, you came adjust. They quite much. It causes trouble. But this one never came at you. Anything. Never came at you. Anything. So very always this man is completely from everything. Okay. There is nobody who is living knowing the fact of right now by oneself. We don't know much about anything. We don't know much about anything. We never be able to aware of what's going on. We're just living. Without awareness, we are just acting, living, eating, sleeping. Without awareness, no one knows much about who is just listening, who is talking, who is sleeping. Yeah, very great. So there is no trouble at all. There's no problem at all. Because you don't know much about what's going on right now. Then you just recognize what's going on right now. Then kind of things just come out. And you try to figure out. You just deal with it. Then it's called just trouble. But before recognition, we are simply acting. We are simply acting without awareness. Very good. Very good. There is nobody who is living knowing the fact of right now by oneself. Very good. Without awareness, without awareness. We are simply acting. Understand? No, thank you. Each of us right now has no illusion, no illusion at all about the Buddha's way, then or practice. We don't care much of anything. We don't, because without awareness, we don't need to care much about anything. Simply just as it is. Simply we just acting as it is. You see, without awareness. That's a very peace. That's a very peace, very comfortable. The most comfortable way of living. We don't have any choice. Okay, question. Because we don't know much about. We don't know much about what's going on right now. Because of without our very question. No, please don't just touch. Don't touch it. Okay. So each of us right now has no illusion at all about Buddha's way or Zen or practice. Or any kind of the thinking or thought never come out in our mind. So we are completely free from everything because of without awareness, because of awareness. This is a completely free. This is a state of the completely free from everything. This is our fundamental or basic thing, aspect, the truth. Our essential self is that much free from everything. Once you just recognize that reality, the people just become a person who has lots of trouble. Very good. Dharma is without substance. Dharma is without substance. It is like it is liable because there is no such thing. Because there is no such thing. It is free and it's a straightforward act. There is no need to replace it. Completely free. Dharma is completely from everything. Dharma is our essential self. So we have to just recognize this reality. Only then you'll be able to do it. This much, much more. No, thank you. Gary-san, eventually, finally, I just want to mention it. See, 1 square meter space is enough. 1 square meter space is enough. If not, half of but you looks like you looks like you have a tremendous, huge space. See? That's nothing trouble. So see, half of it will be all right. Then you simply said, then see, whatever the thinking also come up in your mind. Simply release them as it is. Then eventually, such a small space, well, that's quite a huge space. But you see, compare with the universe, compare with the universe, that space is tiny. Eventually, your space become whole in. That's it. All in. So please try to do it. Because you have a lot of time. You don't need to do anything except sleeping. Very good. Hi, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you
very much.
again. See you again.